Hi everyone, let's talk books. And today I have a haul that I'm going to split into two. So this is part one of a haul of books that I've been accumulating over the last like 2 months. I was going to wait and do this video like at the end of the month, and it might still go up at the end of the month, but I'm filming it now because I need to put these books on my shelves. I need to organize my shelves, all of that. So here it goes, let's get started. So the first book that I want to share with you all is Acting on Impulse by Mia Sosa. So I've been following her on Twitter for a while, and I really wanted to pick up some of her books, and so I finally did. I believe I placed this order. Where did I get this? I think I got it off of Amazon. But it looks like it's one of those like, let's see, after a very public breakup with a media-hungry politician, fitness trainer Tori Alvarez escapes to Aruba for rest, relaxation, and copious amounts of sex on the beach. The cocktail, that is. She vows to keep her vacation a man-free zone. But when a cute guy is seated next to her on the plane, Tori can't resist a little harmless flirting. That sounds super cute. The next book I picked up is Hate to Want You by Alisha Ray, and this is going to be my first Alisha Ray book. I had put it on my Smuttathon TBR, and I didn't get to read it during Smuttathon, but by the time this video goes up, I think I will have read this. So I wanted to make sure and get those books out there. Next up, I bought I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. So I saw this at the store when it first came out and immediately took a picture of it and sent it to my sister because I thought she would really like the themes in this book. And turns out she was actually super interested in it, and I'd been eyeing it every time I went to the bookstore. I eyed it. It looked really good, and I finally just picked it up. I was like, you want to read it? Just pick it up. And so I did. And I'm so happy that I did as well. So next up, as some of you have already seen, I participated in Tome Topple. And one of the books in my Tome Topple TBR was The Discovery of Witches. And the review for that should also be up. I really loved the first third of that book. Like really, really loved it. I loved it so much that I went ahead and purchased the next 2 books in the trilogy. So I've got Shadow of Night and the Book of Life, and I am putting these up high on my TBR because I will get to them. I am just really excited to finish that story. There were some elements that I didn't quite appreciate as much in the story, but I really want to know what's going to happen next. Next up, I picked up the first in another series. I know, I need to not start any more series, but, well, I will. So this is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and so I've heard a lot about this series, and I finally picked it up because so many people were talking about it, loving it, and I want to know what it's all about. I'm also really into kind of fantasy and sci-fi at the moment, so I thought that would be a perfect book to add to my TBR. Next up is Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno-Garcia. So this book I heard about from Jesse's Shelf here on YouTube, and it's a vampire story set in Mexico City. This looks like it's going to be very dark. Let me read you some of the description here. It says, welcome to Mexico City, an oasis in a sea of vampires. Domingo, a lovely garbage collecting street kid, is busy eking out a living when a jaded vampire on the run swoops into his life. Atl, the descendant of Aztec blood drinkers, must feast on the young to survive, and Domingo looks especially tasty. Smart, beautiful, and dangerous, Atl needs to escape to South America, far from the rival narco-vampire clan pursuing her. That's all I need to read. I like going into these books without knowing too much. That's all I need to know. I like vampire stories. I like dark vampire stories, and I think that one would be perfect to read this fall. So I'm so glad that I got that one. Next up, I got The Shining Girls by Lauren Beukes. I think is how you say her name. So this book was recommended to me by my sister, and I don't know too much about this. Let's see. Harper Curtis is a killer who stepped out of the past. Kirby Masteracci is the girl who was never meant to have a future. Kirby is the last shining girl, one of the bright young women burning with potential whose lives Harper is destined to snuff out after he stumbles on a house in Depression-era Chicago that opens onto other times. At the urging of the house, Harper inserts himself into the lives of the shining girls, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That's all I need to know. That whole theme about a house in Chicago that allows you to time travel seems very, very familiar. But I love that kind of story. So time travel, murder, I'm here for it. So that one was recommended by my sister. So happy I got it. Next up is American Street by E.B. Zoboi. I got this book because of a new book club that's starting online that Lit Noobs on on Instagram is starting, and this is going to be the first book that we're going to read in August. So I went ahead and purchased it already because I can't wait to get it started. So this, let me read you the description of this one. It says, on the corner of American Street and Joy Road, Fabiola Toussaint thought she would finally find une belle vie, a good life. But after they leave Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Fabiola's mother is detained by U.S. immigration, leaving Fabiola to navigate her loud American cousins Chantal, Donna, and Princess. The grittiness of Detroit's West Side, a new school, and a surprising romance all on her own. So it's an immigrant story, and one that centers on this Haitian girl, and I think this is very timely. This is why I'm joining the book club, because it's centered around themes of kind of things that are in the news, current issues, and immigration is something that is very dear to my heart because I am an immigrant. Okay, next up is Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. This book, I'm not sure I'm gonna like. Maybe I shouldn't have bought it. But this is that kind of dystopian type world where like abortion and contraception are illegal, I believe, and kind of explores what happens in this world, right? In the back it says, in the flap it says, in this ferociously imaginative novel, abortion is once again illegal in America. In vitro fertilization is banned, and the Personhood Amendment grants rights of life, liberty, and property to every embryo. In a small Oregon fishing town, 5 very different women navigate these new barriers alongside age-old questions surrounding motherhood, identity, and freedom. I picked up The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I know this is a super popular book on BookTube, but what finally pushed me over the edge to pick this up was a good friend of mine who has a PhD in literature, and who recently got a job in publishing, and she was talking about how much she loves this book, and she got a chance to read the arc of the author's next book. So she was raving about it on Facebook, and so I was like, all right, if she approves of this book, then I know it's going to be good. I'm going to go pick it up, sit down, and read it. So that's what I'm going to do. Lastly, for part 1 of this book haul, I picked up Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn, because as I said, I'm really into fantasy, I'm really into sci-fi, and this is one of those classics of the fantasy genre. So I don't know much about what this book is about. I think I want to keep it that way. Well, let's take a sneak peek. Let's see. The misrule the night. The Lord Ruler owns the world. Once a hero arose to save the world, a young man with a mysterious heritage courageously challenged the darkness that strangled the land. He failed. For 1,000 years since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist, ruled by the immortal Ember known as the Lord Ruler. Every revolt has failed miserably, yet somehow hope survives. hope that dares to dream of ending the empire and even the Lord Ruler himself. A new kind of uprising is being planned, one built around the ultimate caper, one that depends on the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master allomancy, the power of a Mistborn. Anyways, classic. I am going to read it. I actually debated picking up the whole series because they had it on sale as a bundle, but I thought I would first read the first one and see if I like it and see if it's a series that I want to read in its entirety. So that is it for my haul. I have picked up several, picked up a lot of books, several of which are the first in a series. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if I continue. I will probably need to keep updating you on how my series reading is going. But let me know if you have read some of these, if you highly recommend I move some of these up on my TBR, because I'm always happy to do that when people give me some feedback on these books. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye.